Shockwave, Warbringer, so these are all CC now. I think they changed these, so these are not actually DPS throughputs anymore. So I think with that in mind, I'd still want Shockwave as a protection warrior. Shockwave is a fun ability. It feels good. So we're gonna keep that. Got Impending Victory, Inspiring Presence, or Safeguard. I mean, Inspiring Presence is a great raid buff. Impending Victory is a great personal heal. I believe Inspiring Presence also applies to yourself, or does it not? Oh, it doesn't. Look at that. I'll probably still run that one anyway. It seems like that's probably the best one that you could be running. Renewed Fury, or Ultimatum, or Avatar. Ultimatum is the most fun one. This is Shield Slam, crits cause your focus rage to cost no rage. That's the most fun, so I'm going to run it for now. I think there might be ones where Renewed Fury could potentially be a better pick, depending on the situation. But as your crit rate rises, Ultimatum's going to become stronger, so you can run Ultimatum, I think. I think it's going to be completely viable. Warlord's Challenge. While Berserker Rage is active, you use Taunt with no cooldown, and things move faster towards you. That's neat. Bounding Stride reduces the cooldown of Heroic Leap. And then Crackling Thunder. We're going to take Bounding Stride for the time being. The DPS throughput, it's a mobility throughput, and the extra speed gives you a significant mobility boost. This is also going to be good. I believe that threat has changed quite dramatically in Legion in how you generate threat. So it's going to be harder to keep threat sometimes, so having something like this that lets you use Taunt with no cooldown is actually very, very good. Got a couple things in here, let's see. Ignore Pain will ignore more damage, increases max health, and the effect of Ignore Pain, or Rage is regenerated from Revenge. So at this point in the expansion, if I'm still correct about like my parry rate being off the charts, or dodges and parries being off the charts, you'd probably want the Revenge one, I would think, because it's potential that you can spam Revenge like crazy. If we're able to spam Revenge like all over the place, you're going to get so much rage from this that it's actually potentially going to beat out these two. So we're going to run that for a little while and try that. Then we've got Vengeance. Ignore Pain reduces the rage cost of your next Focus Rage, and Focus Rage reduces the rage cost of your next Ignore Pain. So this lets you continue dealing DPS with your fun off general cooldown ability and Ignore Pain, while getting to use Ignore Pain, I mean. So that's really useful. Into the Fray, this one's kind of odd. It's basically a 15% haste boost, but only if there's a bunch of ads. This seems like the really lackluster talent to me. I'm not going to take that one probably very often. Demoralizing Shout also generates 50 rage and increases damage you deal to affected targets by 20%. That's pretty good. It turns it into a DPS cooldown. But again, I think I'm going to take Vengeance because it's still a cooldown, and we already have a cooldown. Then it's not like it gives you a brand new cooldown. It's just a much stronger one. In this tier, again, this is mostly DPS / Ravager, which is very, very strong, but I usually don't like the gameplay of needing to use Ravager always. I'm curious if it managed to make it any better. I'm going to actually try it out right now. Couple things that managed to change like this. So if you notice, I can pull it up, and if you pull it up, it moves. That still uses your weapon graphic too, which is cool. I've got the giant hailstorm right there. That looks pretty neat. I might actually run that for a while. But what's neat about it is, same with Heroic Leap, if I move my mouse all the way forward, it eventually stops on this, I think. So it got caught there, and now it's just basically, it shows me the maximum range. So then I can just click, and I know I've jumped the maximum range with that ability, which is great. Same thing you can do with Ravager and everything else like that now. That said, I've always really liked the Anger Management gameplay. Getting to use your cooldowns more frequently is a big deal. I can't actually swap it out yet, it looks like. But that's a big deal very often in raid situations when you can kind of get an extra ability coming out. So I'm throwing some sort of weapon, but I have no idea what I'm actually throwing at this thing. What is the item being thrown at this? I have no idea what's actually getting thrown. On my last one, I mentioned it's an axe. So it's always some axe that has some ridiculous highlighted effect on it. Why can't we just throw our own weapon now? That seems strange. I mean, at least we're throwing axes again. I missed being able to throw axes. So on some level, I like this. I missed my throwing weapon. But on other levels, I missed the customization. Yeah, I can't tell what this even is. I guess it's just an axe. It looks like some sort of weird shuriken thing almost. But I think it's just because the graphic is sort of looped around in a circle like that. It's a little bit laggy, so I can't get a perfect image of it. Yeah, it looks like an axe. It's just a straight up axe. That's cool, I guess. Whatever. It's still good. It looks good enough. A lot of the animations are very spiced up, though. Charge looks a lot cooler. Field Slam even looks better. Focus Rage is actually good. Oh, that's an attacking one. It just killed me. I did not pay attention to the fact that that's the kind of one that can actually kill you. Oops. So we'll walk back to my corpse now, having gotten killed by the raid training dummy. Whoopsie. Bad. Wait, if I was challenged to a spell fight, would I accept? Of course I would accept if I was challenged to a combat by magic. I'd lose because I'm not capable of using any magic, unfortunately. But I'd make it up as I went along, and maybe I'd pull out a win somehow, you know? Could work out. Could work out. I write a lot about magic. I write a lot about magic, but that doesn't mean I necessarily know how to use it. It would be cool, though, if I did. I'm a warrior, but I really like wizards. I will say that. I know I've got that sort of like brand ambiguity. I've got swords all around me. The Frost one over there, Keyblade, Master Sword. And like, I love swords, I love warriors, but I also really like wizards. And I've always been a fan of the wizard as a character. So. Anyway, we can try this out again. Again, the combat, it all seems pretty fun. I like it as a whole here. There are some issues I have with the design. I think that Focus Rage does not feel as reactive and responsive as using Heroic Strike. Heroic Strike feels more responsive, it feels faster paced, because you're dealing damage instantly, as opposed to increasing the damage that you deal on your Shield Slam. Which is still good, it still feels fun, I can still funnel my rage into something off general cooldown, but it just doesn't feel quite the same way in terms of the speed. I'm glad that they fixed Devastate. For a while, Devastate did not make you flip around, I think, on one of the alphas. That really bugged me because my character wasn't flipping around in circles anymore, and I didn't feel like I was my race. Same reason I'm having issues with the fact that they seemingly changed the voices of my character. Like, I don't know why they would change the voices. That just seems silly. So I'm hoping that's just a bug, because I have no idea why my character should sound like I'm some sort of pirate. My character is not a pirate.